Welcome, everyone. Are we about to witness one of the final signs of biblical prophecy? On March 14, 2025, a rare blood moon will illuminate the sky, and many believe it could be a divine warning. Could this celestial event be fulfilling end-time scripture? Stay with me as we explore prophecy, history, and what this means for us today. The upcoming blood moon on March 14, 2025, has reignited discussions among biblical scholars, prophecy watchers, and theologians. Many are asking whether this celestial event carries prophetic significance or if it is simply another natural occurrence explained by science. Throughout history, blood moons have been associated with omens, divine warnings, and major historical shifts, especially within biblical prophecy. With increasing global instability, wars, natural disasters, and moral decline, some wonder if this upcoming lunar eclipse is a sign that Christians should take seriously. A blood moon occurs during a total lunar eclipse when the Earth comes between the Sun and the Moon, causing the Moon to take on a reddish hue due to Rayleigh scattering. While astronomers classify this as a predictable and natural phenomenon, many biblical scholars and prophecy watchers believe lunar and solar eclipses can carry spiritual significance, serving as divine warnings of major events to come. Throughout Scripture, celestial disturbances are often associated with divine intervention and judgment. One of the most well-known references comes from Joel 2:31. "The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come." This prophecy is echoed in Acts 2:20, reinforcing the idea that cosmic signs will precede significant moments in biblical history. The book of Revelation 6:12 provides an even more dramatic vision, describing the opening of the sixth seal. There was a great earthquake. The sun turned black like sackcloth made of goat hair. The whole moon turned blood red. With the upcoming blood moon on March 14, 2025, many Christians are asking whether this event aligns with end-time prophecy. Given the current state of the world marked by wars, moral decline, economic instability, and increasing natural disasters, some believe this celestial sign could be a warning of coming tribulations. Others argue that blood moons, while remarkable, are natural occurrences that do not necessarily indicate biblical prophecy unfolding. Whether this event is a divine sign or merely another eclipse, it continues to spark discussion among believers. Some see it as a call to spiritual preparedness, while others view it as a test of faith and discernment. As always, interpretation depends on one's perspective on biblical prophecy and the times in which we live. Many Christians who follow biblical prophecy believe that the current global conditions mirror the signs described in Scripture. Matthew 24:6-8 warns, "You will hear of wars and rumors of wars. Nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are the beginning of birth pains." These words have led many to consider whether rising global instability, political division, moral decline, and increasing natural disasters indicate that we are approaching the end times. The upcoming blood moon on March 14, 2025, occurs at a time when the world is already facing significant turmoil. Ongoing conflicts, economic uncertainty, and societal unrest have fueled speculation among prophecy watchers that this lunar eclipse could mark a pivotal moment, whether as a divine warning, a sign of impending judgment, or a shift in world events. The Bible frequently associates celestial disturbances with major prophetic milestones, as seen in Joel 2:31 and Revelation 6:12. However, others caution against placing too much emphasis on astronomical events without clear biblical confirmation. While history has shown that blood moons have coincided with significant events, some argue that they remain natural occurrences rather than direct signs from God. Skeptics point out that lunar eclipses are predictable and occur regularly without necessarily signaling supernatural intervention. Ultimately, whether the 2025 blood moon holds prophetic significance depends on one's perspective. For believers, it may serve as a reminder to remain spiritually vigilant, watching for signs of the times. For others, it is simply an awe-inspiring celestial event with no direct biblical implications. regardless of interpretation. The discussion surrounding this blood moon reflects a broader interest in prophecy and the search for meaning in turbulent times. While some interpret blood moons as divine warnings, it is essential for Christians to maintain a balanced perspective. Biblical prophecy provides guidance on how to approach celestial signs without falling into fear or speculation. Here are 4 key considerations. One of the most crucial teachings in biblical prophecy is that no one knows the exact timing of the end times. Matthew 24:36 states, "But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." This means that while celestial signs may serve as reminders of God's sovereignty, they should not be used to make precise predictions about future events. History has shown that attempts to set specific dates for the second coming or major prophetic events often lead to disappointment and skepticism. Rather than inciting panic, biblical prophecy is meant to encourage vigilance and spiritual preparedness. Luke 21:36 urges believers, "Be always on the watch, and pray that you may be able to escape all that is about to happen." This reinforces the idea that Christians should focus on strengthening their faith, sharing the gospel, and living according to God's will, rather than fearing celestial events. Prophecy serves as a tool to encourage spiritual growth, not to create anxiety about the future. Whether or not the 2025 blood moon is a prophetic sign, it undeniably serves as a reminder of the grandeur of God's creation. Psalm 19:1 declares, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of His hands." From a biblical perspective, all of creation reflects God's power and authority. Rather than focusing solely on whether a blood moon has prophetic implications, believers can use such celestial occurrences as opportunities for reflection, worship, and renewed faith. History has shown that excessive speculation about celestial events can lead to unnecessary fear and confusion. Past predictions about specific dates for the rapture or end times have often resulted in disappointment and skepticism, weakening the credibility of biblical prophecy in the eyes of many. While it is essential to study prophecy and remain watchful, it is equally important to avoid sensationalism and unfounded claims. The Bible encourages discernment, reminding believers to test every teaching and interpretation against Scripture. 1 John 4:1. The upcoming blood moon on March 14, 2025, has sparked discussion about its potential prophetic significance. While some see it as a warning of impending events, others recognize it as a natural astronomical occurrence. The most important takeaway for Christians is to remain grounded in faith, avoiding fear-driven interpretations while staying spiritually prepared. Regardless of one's perspective, celestial events like the blood moon can serve as powerful reminders of God's sovereignty, urging believers to seek Him wholeheartedly in all circumstances. Rather than viewing the 2025 blood moon as a sign of doom, Christians can use this celestial event as an opportunity to grow in faith and deepen their spiritual awareness. Instead of fear or speculation, believers are encouraged to respond with wisdom, preparation, and a renewed commitment to their faith. Here are some key ways to approach this event. In times of uncertainty, prayer is essential. James 1:5 reminds believers, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you." Instead of jumping to conclusions about prophetic signs, Christians should seek God's guidance and ask for spiritual discernment to understand His plans and purposes. Jesus emphasized the importance of being ready at all times for His return. Matthew 24:44 states, "So you also must be ready, because the Son of Man will come at an hour when you do not expect Him." Rather than focusing solely on celestial signs, Christians should live each day in a way that honors God through prayer, obedience, and a strong relationship with Christ. The blood moon can serve as a conversation starter about faith, prophecy, and salvation. Instead of engaging in fear-driven speculation, use this opportunity to share the message of Jesus with others. 2 Timothy 4:2 encourages believers to preach the word, be prepared in season and out of season. Ultimately, God is in control. Psalm 46:10 reminds us, "Be still, and know that I am God." No celestial event should cause fear for those who trust in Him. Instead, let this moment be a reminder of God's sovereignty and a call to deepen faith, knowing He has a divine plan for humanity. The March 14, 2025 blood moon is an intriguing celestial event that has sparked conversations about biblical prophecy and end-time signs. While some believe it could be a divine warning, others see it as a natural phenomenon with no prophetic implications. Ultimately, the Bible teaches that no one knows the exact timeline of end-time events, but Christians are encouraged to remain watchful, faithful, and spiritually prepared. Rather than fearing the blood moon, believers should use it as a reminder of God's sovereignty and as an opportunity to deepen their faith. Whether or not this event holds prophetic significance, the most important takeaway is to stay vigilant, trust in God's plan, and continue living in a way that honors Him. As we approach the 2025 blood moon, one question remains: are we ready for what's coming? Whether this is a prophetic sign or simply a celestial event, the Bible calls us to stay vigilant, prepared, and spiritually awake. If you found this discussion insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more biblical prophecy updates. Stay watchful, stay blessed, and keep looking up.